disappeared. Yay!
Welcome, everybody. We have Susanna Mittermaier with us here today for a very exciting, actually, conversation. I'm really looking forward to our conversation today. And we're going to dive right in. So, our conversation today is the magic of pragmatic psychology for your life and living and or life and business also. So I just want to do like a quick introduction in case there are some friends here from all the different parts of the world that would like to know who is Susanna Mittermaier. So Susanna is a pragmatic psychologist, and she's the founder of the specialty Pragmatic Psychology, and she's also published a number of really cool books that have been translated to how many languages has it been translated to so far?
Oh, different books to different languages.
So
Different
look, I
books.
mean, we'll put the link for you guys in the chat, but there's a number of amazing books that you can start checking out as well. And I would love to hear more from you about pragmatic psychology and like what is
Yes.
first of all, like what is the word pragmatic? Because
Yeah.
how is it different from practical, for instance?
Oh, yes. You know, pragmatic is the art of making your life work in every area. And it requires this willingness to have ease that not many people on the planet are willing to have at this moment. So right now, a lot of people are going for, they always have, but now it has increased a lot, like the willingness to be dramatic, which is to basically wake up in the morning and look at what's wrong. Look at what's not working, look at what's horrible, and then trying to find a solution. But the thing is, every time you look for a solution, you validate the problem. Okay.
Wow.
That's something that we could look at, all of us, because how many of you love to solve problems and also solve other people's problems as though that is your job? A lot of us think that is our job until we start questioning it and go, wait a second, is that really what I would like my life to be like and be about, solving other people's problems? And well, that's how I started out with, right? A psychologist and therapist. I worked in psychiatry and child oncology. And that was supposedly my job, my responsibility to solve other people's problems until I realized, that actually doesn't work. Because when you try to solve someone else's problem, are you really empowering them? Or are you making it about you? Well, it's about you. It's not about the other person. And so I knew we need a different approach here. We need to be pragmatic. And pragmatic is where you include everything. Pragmatic is not going, oh, I'm avoiding. No. Pragmatic is not avoiding anything. It's about being present with everything and knowing you have the courage to be present with anything that life serves you, whether it's the good part or the ugly parts, whether someone judges you or not, doesn't like you or something, you get fired or whatever, where you're like, okay, I will access that courage to be present with all of it. And in that presence, there is that magic of seeing what else is possible. You start to see, oh, my only my only way of dealing with this is not, it's a problem and I need to find a solution where the solution is validating the problem. But it's like, okay, I'm present with this. Hi, the thing that I want to call problem. And then you start being the question, what is this thing I call problem? If I don't call it that way, what is it really? And then you start accessing the gold. And I've seen this in so many ways, when people say, like, we have learned a lot of concepts. How many times are you talking about yourself? I am afraid. I mean, not you personally, because you're different, but I mean, lot of people out there. How many of you say, oh, I'm afraid of, I don't know if I can do this. Like all these I'm angry, like all these things that we just like throw away, or I don't have enough self-confidence, like all these things that we just say, but we don't really know what we're saying. And one of the pragmatic approaches is like, what am I actually saying with this? Do I even know what I mean? Or am I just saying something that everybody says because, well, it's normal to be afraid. It's normal to feel sad. It's normal to be angry. What if it's not? And that's a big, 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 big thing to question. And it's a big willingness to be different and go, what if you question everything, especially the concepts that we run around? And those concepts become the stories we tell ourselves. Like, how many stories do you guys tell yourself about you every single day? Like when you wake up in the morning, what story are you telling yourself in the morning? Like I am, or I feel. All of those things are stories you tell yourself, and probably not question as much as you could. But what if you start today, tomorrow, with questioning every story you ever told yourself?
Wow.
Yeah. And go, okay, what is actually true for me? Yeah. What is actually true for me? Because if you tell yourself a story of, I can't, I'm afraid of, or whatever the story is you tell yourself, like you have problems, maybe you say, oh, I'm not good with money, I'm not good with relationships, oh, my body, this and this. That's the stories you keep telling yourself. They make you concentrate your energy to a fixed point, to a fixed point of view. And then you look, oh, I need to find a solution. Well, that's the dramatic approach. So the pragmatic approach would go, wait a second, I'm telling myself a story, I'm afraid. Let me question this. Is that actually true for me? Am I really afraid, or what is it really? Like if you strip away the label of what you call things, you will probably find out what wonderland of magic is behind that, what capacities are available for you that you could choose and use to actually create a life that works for you, that's fun for you, the willingness to be different.
Oh, like truly, thank you so much for putting it so pragmatically, if I may say. That was so pragmatically put, and it's just something that is, I really appreciate, that the words are just so easy to grasp,
Thank you.
and like how much that is an invitation for us also to, I saw one of the comments or questions here earlier, like how do we talk to people about access that aren't
Yeah.
getting access? So I mean, you are being this example already in that invitation, so thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you. And it's like that is something where, what if we are available for the world, all of us, whatever modality you're doing, like if we, like most of us tend to, if you do some kind of modality, we go like, this is my niche, this is my thing. And then you create certain people that you talk to, but are you really available for the world? And what if you are, what if you open up and go, okay, I'm open for anyone to come into my life, and I'm willing to, because someone asked about, facilitate, what does that mean? Or what is it, what is it? It's like, what if you're willing to facilitate anyone? And facilitating means, it comes from the word facil, which is from Latin and means easy. So you are the easier maker. If you are facilitating someone, you are the easier maker of whatever the issue is, or whatever the question is in their world, including you. You have to walk your talk. Or not, you have to, but it helps. It's a bigger inspiration. So facilitating is, I would not shy away from that word, because it's actually a word that has been used out there in the world a lot. Maybe not in different languages, but in English. And it's you can it's like that art of inspiring people, empowering people, inviting them to change. But the energy, or the space behind it, is the thing that I said before. If your job is not to solve people's problems, look at your friends, your colleagues, your children, your parents, your family. I mean, how many of us have at least one time tried to change someone or make someone happy? We can all raise both hands and both feet and everything everything that's possible. Like, yay, us. I think we're all, like, most of us are probably really, really good at that. But have you ever acknowledged, like, or asked, if I do this thing of, helping other people or making them happy, is that an inclusive reality or is it an exclusive reality? Yeah, it's an exclusive reality. You're excluding them and you. The only thing you're including is an idea of what's right to be. Oh, you're supposed to be happy, not sad. Happy is right, sad is wrong. Really? Who says that? What if happy is right and wrong? And what if nothing is right and wrong and it's all just a choice that you can include? So what if when you are asking yourself to change, or when you are working with other people and inspiring them to change, facilitation, what if you function from an inclusive space where you go, okay, I will include their functional reality. I will include how they are, what they want, what they don't want, what they want to change, what they don't want to change. I will include my awareness of what's going on. And man, there's so many aspects to that. That's why we have these classes called Pragmatic Practitioner. But just to, like, a little snippet of it, it's like, what if facilitation is not just in the sessions you do, or the moments where you get paid? What if it's something that you are and walk through the world as? Whether you're in the supermarket or talk with your children, or wherever you are, whoever you meet, it's being that unique you, that space of, hi, I'm here, what's up? That is you facilitating change. That easy? What? Yes, that is the start. So with another example, when you have a not so easy day, or things come up for you that are like, and you make a brilliant choice, like, for example, doing something that makes you happy, going into the woods, or something with nature or animals, or to the ocean, and you, like, after a while you go, oh, wow, now I feel more like me. Why is that? Because the earth facilitates you. How is the earth facilitating you? Well, by being an allowance of you. The earth does not try to change you. It's not like our parents or anyone else, like people in our lives. Come on, change. Come on, be happy. Come on, do this different. Now use this tool. You should try this tool. Like, that's not what the earth does. The earth is like, hi, like, totally space, total allowance, not making you wrong, just like, hey, I'm here for you. And it vibrates an energy of joy, of living, of thriving, inviting you to go, look, this is what you can choose too. I know you're having this going on. That's okay. It's not wrong. But hey, you might want to look at this. No. And you might still make your stuff real and relevant and, like, no, vibrate like this. And then the earth goes, yeah, that's okay. That's just a choice. But how about this? And then after a while, like, with that melting allowance space, it's really, really getting harder and harder to uphold that, contraction, because it's so in allowance of you choosing it or not choosing it. It becomes harder and harder to maintain what's not real and relevant and true for us. So facilitation would be where you are that space of just being what you know is possible to be, being the ease, joy, and glory in that moment, and inviting the person to go, hey, what are you going to choose? That or that ha, and you're not trying to fix them. You're not trying to handle anything for them. You're just like, it's okay to choose but hey, how about this? And then whatever choice they make, you're an allowance, and that's planting a seed for any time in the future. Whenever they go, I'd actually rather like this, yay. Or maybe they're more vested in, I want to be normal and be contracted. So really, what if every choice is just a choice and it's not a good one or a bad one?
Oh, that just blew open so much stuff right now. I just love this conversation. So it just, from what I got, is that truly being pragmatic and being that space is not only for people working with clients, but it can be an everyday thing with your, day-to-day life relationships, colleagues, etc. And it's like there's just so much resistance and reaction that is actually like,
Yeah.
what is it truly what's creating possibilities, or is there something else that's available?
Yeah. And thank you, brilliant, for bringing that up, because that's the reaction dance that we think is normal. And yeah, it can be fun to react here and there and go, oh my God, Dios mío. Oh, this guy judged me. Oh my God, I must be wrong. It can be fun to do reaction. And when we do reaction, do it with gusto, like, do Oscar nominated reaction and go, yay, I'm so wrong. He looked at me that way. He said, oh, like really do it and taste it, go for it, choose it. And then after a while, when you really, really choose something and you go for it, you might go, look, I'm so funny. Like that charge goes away and you realize, okay, I'm done. I'm gonna get myself some popcorn, or whatever, or you go swimming or something else. And so it's really that thing where you start to question everything and, okay, like I seem to react all the time. Okay, everybody's reacting all the time. What if that is not your only choice? What if that is not your only choice? And this is something we all get to explore more and more and more and go, okay, that moment of something presents itself to you as stimulus, someone judging you, something showing up. And then there's this nanosecond of choice between that stimulus and your reaction. And we all know that. And it shows up, especially in relationship. I think most of us have had that, where you're like someone you have a relationship with, family or friend or husband, wife, children, they do something, you're like, it starts to come closer to you, this reaction thing. But you still have this thing in your world. I don't have to react. Have you all realized that? Like, there's this very like short moment where you're like, I know I could just let it go. I know I could just go, I don't need to make him or her wrong. You know that moment, like that very short thing where like, I could just like choose ease and leave and just ignore the insanity. I could just like, eat popcorn or look at whatever, But then you go, no, I have to make him or her wrong and I have to be right. And then you have this reaction thing going on. And that's not wrong. It can be fun. But then maybe you want to explore, what if I do something different at least once and see how it is and go, okay, what if I don't go like all, I always see like the piranha, like that fish who goes, and it just like, I found someone to make wrong. And so what if you don't go all piranha on that person and go, okay, yes, this person might have done something that's not totally nice or nurturing or sweet, but nobody's perfect. What if I just let it go? And what if I choose ease instead? Would that maybe be more kind to me? Like this is where we realize, wow, we're using, like, how often do you guys use other people's limitations and insanities against you?
Well,
And is that really kind to you? No, it's not. So this is where we realize, yeah, we think judgment is a gift. What if it's not? It's not a gift to you. It's actually that where you go, wow. Like if you look at, how many times do you go on social media and you go, this fake person, which is an awareness you have probably, like you probably have a lot of awarenesses. Yes, this is a fake person. And you could just go, yes, it's a fake person. Let's move on. But then you go, no, it's a fake person and they're so wrong. And why are they doing this? And I'm so right and they're so wrong. And you go, like, how much energy and creativity does this take you? And I go, wait a second, I'm using their insanity against me rather than just going, is it really relevant for me? Does it really, like, honestly, does this really in any universe of mine matter? No. So how about going for the spacious Eastern glory? Just a choice, just an invitation.
No, I love that so much because like it's actually getting me to look at all the different areas where I've been going to exactly that reaction. And it doesn't really give that, let's say that, I would say the nervous system relaxation that allows for something different to be generated and created. So for me, it sounds like pragmatic psychology is really just this expansion that we could, allow ourselves to have with day-to-day life.
Yeah, and thank you for bringing it up. And this is a really important point. It is day-to-day life. And for me, and the people who are close to me, they know that I am on this myself every day, all the time. Because for me, it's like at some point, I made this commitment where I went, okay, I can't just go la 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 la, like this in my life and say, oh, when you just like, oh, how did this happen? Like, how this, like, what? Like you check out a little bit, like most of us have learned to do. And when I realized, wow, not only do I check out, but I also realized, wow, how many areas of my life am I not even living my life? Like whose version of life am I living with, this area, money, body, la, 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 la. Like, who am I being? And then I went, wow, okay, this is changing. This is changing. Like, no more of that. Like, first of all, I like myself. I chose to like myself so much where I go, I will not do that to myself anymore. And there was this moment where I'm like, what future would I like to see on this planet? What would I like to choose? And I'm like, okay, this is where I am going. This is like total 100% commitment to what I would like to create here on the planet and what I would like to be. And more of that every day. And from that, everything changed. Like when you make a choice like this, and all of us have the capacity to do that choice. When you make a choice like this and go, okay, this is changing. I will choose to like myself so much more now. And I will, like, what future would I like to have? And you go full on boogie commitment to the future you would like to have. Everything contributes to you. Like the whole universe goes, okay, she means it. All right, here you go. Ask, and now she's actually receiving. Because the commitment part is where you actually start to receive what you're asking for. That's where you can start to receive what you're asking for. So this is where I really choose to use these tools and this perspective, the pragmatic perspective, every day, every moment, because it is creating so much more freedom and lightness and ease. And everything becomes so much more exciting and fun. And not about being, oh my God, look how perfect I am. Not about the image outward. Who cares? How boring is that? I mean, aren't we bored of that yet? Like, look at how perfect I am. Like, oh my goodness, how boring, how small, like the bigger reality beyond that, and going, wow, like that wonderful being we all can be, and what that can bring into our lives, where you go, magic is actually showing up. Like being pragmatic is being magical. It's like where everything shows up for you. So are you guys willing for everything to show up for you, or are you rather controlling it? Yeah, that again. Okay, so what if you're willing for what you're asking for with money, body change, whatever you're asking for. What if you actually allow it, give it a chance to show up for you? You know? And that's just where you go, okay, universe, yes. Okay, I might control here and there. I'm not perfect yet. Who cares? But just yes, you know, and that's where you're different. And that's where we come to the facilitation part again. That's where you inspire a change, whether you give them a tool or not. Because people go, this person is like, what's up with them? You know, they can sense that you're different. When you are a walking, talking facilitator, which is a walking, talking space of allowance, basically, people can sense that you're different. Like they're attracted to you in a way that doesn't make sense to them. They want to be close to you more maybe than you want to have them close to you. But okay, that's the story for a different time. But you know, they want to be close to you because they can feel, wow, I'm being nurtured in the presence of you. Are you willing to be that for the world? Are you willing to be that available? And that's a choice you can make or not, you know, but that's a big part of, wow, that's a different world we can create right there.
That's really freaking cool. So I guess that leads us to the question of like, where does one, start learning these tools? Is there like a special class or a license that they can, train for?
Yeah. So, I mean, just like being you is where you learn it. Being you is the best class. And like, and there's more, like, if you want to dive into this more, it's like what I wanted to see, because I've been doing this for many years on my own in different areas of the world. I started in child oncology, as I said, in psychiatry. And I started to use this different pragmatic approach there. And I could see the changes. My colleagues saw it and they're like, I don't want to know what you do, but we're going to send you all the hard cases. I'm like, okay. So there's like, I started to do this out in the world. And then I went, I don't want to be the only one who does that. I want to have, like, I would love for a lot of people around the world to do this too, you know, and they don't need to be psychologists and therapists. They can, in whatever way they work with people, whether they're teachers or hairdressers or flight attendants or parents, whatever, like physiotherapists, doctors, whatever their way is of working and inspiring the world to something greater. I would love to have so many more people on board to together create a world that works for us, and for them to be able to learn how to use these tools in their work with whoever they are working with or want to start working with, including themselves, because that's an important part. You want to like I facilitate myself every day. Like, what if we are like truly on with becoming greater and greater every day? So it's both part, facilitating yourself, facilitating other people. And so now this has started, I'm not good with years, like many years ago, this has started to grow, where we have like so-called pragmatic practitioners around the world who, as I said, have these different backgrounds, and they use the tools, but they use it in their unique way. And that's something that I, from my point of view, always saw missing in a normal setting. Because when I learned psychotherapy, different kinds, it was always about doing what I should do the way I was taught and trying to get it right. And that stressed me. It created a lot of judgments in my world. I'm like, am I doing it right? Should I have said this instead of this? But I was never included. Like, my awareness, my knowing, my being was never included. So that's something where I went, we need to include us. We need to include our uniqueness, our knowing, our perspective. And so Pragmatic Practitioner is this worldwide movement now where people use the tools, they learn how to use them in those classes with their unique signature, which is what is required. Because like, people come to you, for example, to arrive for a session in a class because they get something from you that they don't get from someone else. Right? And that's something we want to build up in the world. And so the Pragmatic Practitioner classes are where you learn that we have a manual, we had do practical like plays together where we like try these facilitation moments out with each other, and like a lot where you also learn to use this in your daily life for you, for your life, for changing you and what's possible. So that's what we have. And you can learn this in a 3-day class. You can learn it in like we have the 3-day version coming up where you need prereqs. And there's other versions. We have it like for those of you who speak German, this is only for the Germans one for now. We have a 2-day class where you don't need prereqs. But yeah, so these are different options you have with this and with the certification. And like there's a lot. If you're interested, we can give you more information. But this is what's coming up. Yeah.
Amazing. And we actually have a question or
Yay.
something that Layal would like to add. Can we pin her, please?
Yes. Hey, how are you, beautiful ladies?
Hi.
I was asking a question lately. For every choice I make, why would I take this? Well, I have attended a pragmatic psychologist, and I've been asking to what did it add mainly in my life with being pragmatic with the tools. It added more presence and its ongoing buildup of presence every single time, with with every muscle that gets strengthened through being pragmatic in my life. I'm more present in my life and not distracted by anything else, and less distracted. It's not that I'm not, but I'm less distracted by anything else. So I'm so grateful for you, Susanna. Seriously, this is, if anything, the presence in everything that I do, and especially in my life.
Yeah.
So thank you. I just wanted to add to that conversation.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's brilliant. And we really like we haven't been taught, we really haven't been taught to be that in this world. Like we have
True.
learned to check out, to be distracted, not only by the phones, this is the small part, but be distracted by lies, by people's point of view, by judgments, by insanity, by, you know, and then no wonder people don't trust themselves and go, because imagine if you guys would actually trust yourself. If you make a choice,
Imagine,
yeah,
Suzanne.
yeah,
Yeah, imagine.
that I mean, like someone presents to you a choice of, hey, there's a new job offer or something, you know, some new possibility in your life, and you just go and you trust your knowing to choose this, like what will this choice create, what future will this create, and you just know, because you do know, all of you do know, and then you acknowledge that knowing and you just go yes or no, and that's it. And there's no like, oh my god, should I, what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages, hey friend Lisa, what do you think, should I do it, should I not do it? And you spend hours and days and or more thinking about it, wondering, judging, stressing, rather than just going, I know what future this choice creates. And I know if this is something that opens my world or not so much, whether it's a relationship or a job, any kind of choice in any area of your life. Like, what if we all practice that more, that trust in us? How different would our lives be? And
Can I
our
add,
lives would be.
Susanna, something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to that. I have 3 businesses other than my access business. Okay, and the amount, other than being a mom, that's a different thing.
Also a
That's a
business.
business too in itself. But I mean, I have 3 other businesses other than being an access consciousness facilitator. And to be in all of that and still make money, that is,
Yeah.
and profit. And it's not only making money, but the profitability, the joy, the ease in my life. Yeah. I
That,
do, guys. I'm not cheering for pragmatic psychology, but I'm saying from experience.
yeah.
I do tours, and to be present with 30 so people in an ancient sites tour, that takes a lot of muscle.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. And it's that, you know, watching our lives become greater and greater when you go, wow, it's already amazing. How does it get any better? What? There's more. It's like,
There's always more.
it's really beyond what we have been taught is supposed to be possible. And also, like, we have not been taught to be great, and we're not supposed to be great. You know, if you look at groups, you know, any kind of, like, you do something new and you meet new people and there's a group, there's like a level of greatness, like an unspoken level of how good you are. It's okay to be. But then you realize, oh, now I have to, like, if I'm okay for others, I have to hold back. Like, you're not supposed to be great, but what if you choose it anyway? Just because you can. And that's the inspiration you are for a world that works for us.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll have that.
Yes, all of us.
That's so awesome. Does anybody like, thank you so much, Layal, for adding that. And thank you, Susanna. Like, shall we ask if anybody has any questions?
Sure, we can do that. If not, people are like super fried. And
Possibly.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
does anybody have any questions for Susanna before we?
More information. Okay, that's not a question. Yeah.
So basically, Susanna's team has been putting in the links and all of that in the chat, and I believe they will also receive an email with, you know, all these different links and stuff, and the recording is already going to be there. But if you have any questions for Susanna, now's your chance. Otherwise, you can join the 3-day class for Pragmatic Practitioner, actually, which is happening in October, very, very, very soon, both in Bahrain and online. And I mean, Susanna, can I ask, like, what was it that pinged like so much with Bahrain that was like?
Some, like, asking where would this class like to be and where does the earth require us to be, and then this class pinged, and then Layal and her invitation and her energy, and all you guys, like, you know, Thoraya, all you guys creating, and it's really, really cool how you know, when you just follow what you know and you don't like yeah, we have Ruby, we have Soraya, like so many of you who are just like, wow. And like asking, and then you go, you don't think about it. Like, that's also like way of creating a pragmatic living and business. It's like not calculating and trying to get it right, but going, okay, so where does consciousness take me? Like, where would this like to happen? And then you just go, okay, you maybe look on a map or you get an awareness, and then like there, and then, you know, all these wonderful people show up. So it's like the same with Massimiliana, like, you know, Italy, and then, you know, Massimiliana creating the class in Italy. It's like all of these wonderful, brilliant people making this possible. And like, not like, really, what if we don't think so much and make it complicated? That's dramatic. Like, it's like, oh, I have this the right choice. Just like, okay, ask and see where's the lightness. And that's something that I will highly recommend doing. And Bahrain, by the way, oh my God, like, we just booked our accommodation and all the, like, it's so, it just from the, like, seeing just what I saw, oh my God, like, I already love it. So really looking forward to creating something different, and also what, just to give you something, maybe an inspiration for all of you for your lives. It's like, when things are seemingly problematic and heavy and intense, what if that very intense, whatever it is exactly what's pointing you to so much magic and possibilities? Like, really, where everything is the opposite of what it appears to be and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. What if you're not distracted by what seems heavy or feels heavy anymore, and you just keep on exploring what's behind that heaviness? How much is that heaviness pointing me towards what I've been asking for? Don't stop when it's heavy. That's why you want to keep on asking and going, wow, there's gold there somewhere. Keep on digging, because there's gold somewhere. And that's what leads you to that glorious life. That's something we have not been taught. We've been taught to stop when it's heavy, to avoid, to, withdraw, to judge. No, when it's heavy, lean into the heaviness, explore, see what's behind, and enjoy the gold.
And we can say that with this was the cherry on top for this Zoom. Anything else you'd like to add, Susanna, or do you get that?
I think we're good. Like, let's go peacock, let's go peacock all over the world. Peacock is the logo of pragmatic psychology. So, and it's like that, it's like the willingness, like, what if you're willing to be that peacock with just like shining, knowing you're beautiful, not needing anyone to find you beautiful, just you going, I know I'm beautiful. Like, you relax into your own beauty, shine, like beauty all over the place, and not needing anyone to validate you for anything. You just like, oh yeah, I know I'm a gift. And also the peacocks has a very small brain, so he doesn't complicate anything. It's very simple, very pragmatic. So more of that.
Yes, more of that. Thank you so much, Susanna. Thank you,
Thank
Diana.
you. And I'd love to see you at any of the Pragmatic Practitioner classes or anywhere else. And thank you for listening. And thank you all for creating this and translating. You guys rock. What else? Yeah.
See you in Bahrain or online.
Yes.
Thank
Bye.
you.